Again, very, very sorry, but it is us again. Suns fan here with Jenkins. I can't look at you. It's just an immediate comedic value right there. But we have we have Team Nigma again.
Why is my existence funny?
It's just there's too many things to talk about, but that we can't because it's just not safe for work. But we do have Team Nigma again. They split their series that we cast earlier. Spirit split a series earlier again today versus EG, so they're both basically tied in the standings. What do you think of the lineups, Jenkins?
I actually like the Nigma lineup. I feel like it's way easier to execute. You've got these like random team fight bubbles that you throw on the ground, and then you have a TB that's like relatively uncountered. So I honestly, I don't 100% understand the Centaur pick, so I'm interested to see it in action because it came out after the Puck and after the Mars, which are particularly good heroes versus the Centaur. So maybe it's something to do with like the double edge. Maybe it's something to do with like they have the early tower pressure, because like between the Shadow Shaman, the Dragon Knight, and the Centaur, like that's a lot of tower push, right? So you could win the game based on that alone by just pushing early.
I feel like if you pick Centaur for the double edge,
I know that's not so.
That's
not good.
That's kind of meh, if you ask me. But yeah, we'll see how this works out.
So they're camping for the ward.
I mean, every game so far we've cast has had a first blood within the first 30 seconds. Or before the first 30 seconds, I should say. So,
Galaxy Racer Esports? What?
Yeah, that was a new line that we put. I mean, TeamSpirit, no offense, they have the literal worst bundle in the entire game in terms of the voice lines. It was a $5 higher, I believe. Just a generic announcer.
Hey,
so
don't knock Fiverr. Fiverr's very good.
If you're into that kind of thing, that's fine. But TeamSpirit, obviously, they're sporting other teams' packs for a reason.
This is true. That is an EG
All right,
pack.
Collapse. He's going to get stunned up, so GH is able to take that bounty rune for himself. Looks like it'll just be a trade here.
So Centaur did start with the hoof stomp. He's just 100%.
All right, sorry, 3 for Nigma. But did you say hoof stomp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look.
No, I understand. It's hoof.
Okay. Maybe in your native tongue, not in mine.
Your English tongue is different. I see. Yes. I see. Okay. Do you like this build on Centaur, by the way, going for items first before Vanguard?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, he just doesn't have any armor. That's a problem. Like 2 armor, it's pathetically low. Like, you get so much value out of that other point, those other 2 points, that I think you have to go for.
Oh man, they're gonna get hoof stomp pretty early here, Mira. I mean, remember, Shadow Shaman has the highest right-click damage for any support in the game by far. Well, range support, I should say.
Other than Tree.
Yeah, Tree is, I guess, technically a support, but either way, we'll force them out there. Grimstroke's taking some harassment as well. But iLTW, I mean, what are your thoughts on Terrorblade this game? I mean, it's against, we're going to see Kuroki get first blooded in the top lane.
I guess he just sniped him, with the Q. So, getting a little bit low and then out of position there. Maybe he had some creeps as well.
I mean, Stroke of Fate can be a deceiving amount of damage,
yes, it can.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, back to Terrorblade, Jenkins. Thoughts?
I think it's a good last pick. I mean, there's nothing that really clears through the illusions here. Muposhka, careful.
Yeah. Maneuvering his way around the trees will be okay for now. Yutaro, and we've seen this Spectre not for TeamSpirit, but for the last series overall. You're going to see Reflection, and Amira is definitely dead here. Hoof Stomp's not really going to connect, as GH is going to continue to pound with that stapler onto Collapse. You talked about the lack of armor on Centaur. It's really showing here. It does have the Ring of Protection to try to make up for it. But off to a bit of a rough start in that lane.
GH does something really cool with the Spirit that I haven't personally seen before, where he sends the Spirit at the current wave and then through the next wave as well. So and also he's been sending it to the hard camp as well. He sent it to the medium camp this time, also stacking the easy camp. So every single time he's just doing these really cool things with the Spirit where he has so much damage. Even at level 1, he's able to pressure these heroes out that, like you said, Shadow Shaman, not a hero that you should normally be able to pressure out because of his damage.
Yeah, I kind of miss the days of Elder Titan Core, though, I have to say. Where you get like the Echo Saber into literally any item and you just completely dumpster everybody with the right click.
Meteor Hammer was another one.
You and the Meteor Hammer. I mean, is there a hero you don't go Meteor Hammer on, Jenkins?
You can legit go Meteor Hammer on any hero.
I see.
It's a good item.
Good to know. He's like, ooh, wow, that's a pretty big kill. Miracle's Courier goes down with the bottle.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup already, too. Like, the only way that I think you can beat the DK as a puck, or do okay against the DK as a puck, is by pushing out the wave and grabbing every single bounty rune. But if you don't have the bottle, you don't have the mana to sustain that. So this is going to be really tough for Miracle here.
And of course, DK pretty much known for being this really boring type hero that you just stick in a lane and they basically don't die just because of the ridiculous regen that you get. But like you said, without the mana, on Miracle, he should be able to take a lead here. I mean, he's already leading in terms of the actual XP advantage, as we're going to see GH taking quite a bit with that shackle into the double edge. Very nicely done for TSpirit. I mean, this is one good thing against the Terrorblade. Obviously, when meta is down, you can pressure a bit because magic damage is kind of his... That's the way you kill him with the burst.
Yeah, definitely, and he actually has 2 points in the double edge.
It's very not common, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, exactly. It's just Terrorblade has like the lowest. He has to have one of the lowest base HPs in the entire game. It's so low, but his armor is like ridiculously high. So 2 nukes. I would even go 2 points in the Q if I was Mira here, and just nuke the hell out of the TB because he's not going to be able to sustain a lane against this.
Yeah, that's true. Now that Ring of Health is online for Collapse, obviously going for the Vanguard, which is when he's essentially unkillable for a certain stage of the game. I mean, on Centaurs, do you like to see Miracle get pressured out by Mira? Ooh! All right, just barely lives with that. Was that a raindrop?
Oh,
But yeah, they're going to be able to find the kill regardless. So Miracle's having a very rough time. You have to give TSpirit a lot of... I mean, a lot of this is predicated on that courier kill, as Collapse tumbles in the bot lane as well. So we're seeing a lot of trades in that bot lane, which, I mean, every time meta is up, it's going to be pretty difficult to play for TSpirit.
Once again, I love how GH plays the ET. He's like so insanely aggressive, reminiscent of an Undying hero, where you just don't care if you die. You just run in and punch people, and if you die, whatever.
Yeah. Earth Spike into the spear, set this up, and Poshka does have the Ink Swell, which buys him a little bit of time, but you have to think he'll eventually go down. The question is, can they get a trade? Yotaro trying his best to find Kuroki will do so. So it's a 1-for-1 and will likely end there. But I mean, level 5 on Yotaro, he's 24-2 in terms of CS, so pretty much on par with the Terrorblade. I
mean, this man is maxing Dispersion. He just gets killed because of that nice play there by Miposhka. So yeah, that was super nice. That's what you want. If you're lying there, you're not happy about that trade.
It looks like he's going for that Echo Saber build that we talked about last game, or last series, I should say.
Of course, GH is low HP, running away from 2 enemy heroes bot, as per usual.
Yeah, and iLTW is going to connect with him, and now looks like Mira's the one on the run, although Miposhka is here with a little nuke of action. Mira continuing to take the right click from GH. It looks like he's going to be able to chase him down, but there, the shackle under the tier 1 tower. He finally gets the kill with the stapler, but falls shortly after. Do you prefer briefcase or stapler, by the way?
Middle tower. Probably briefcase. Very important question to answer. I had to think about that one.
Okay, thank you for at least taking it seriously, Jake. Appreciate that.
I got you.
Yeah. But this is a little bit different game than we saw. I mean, Nigma, we kind of saw both worlds for them, right? Last series, where one game they got off to a really good laning start, and second game not so much. This one, it feels like some of the lanes are going okay, but the mid lane is actually the questionable one for Miracles. We're going to see Shackle onto the Elder Titan. GH, yeah, with that Dragon form, we'll be able to right-click him down. And this is going to be really important to get some pressure on that mid tower now.
So very nice rune control from all 3 heroes that we just saw on the screen, and then it just spawns bottom anyway, so that's a little unfortunate.
That's 4 mangoes? My goodness, that is quite the deal. Miracle now level 6, so it has the coil to expand. We're going to see the Shackle start things off, but a little bit of delay there on Toronto, Tokyo. Going to love saying his name over and over. They do get the stun, but there's the... Yeah, they'll be able to do enough damage despite the coil coming out, so Miracle... I mean, it feels like it's just snowballed with that bottle being taken out early.
Yeah, and once again, Miracle is going for this no phase shift build, so there really isn't outplay potential once he's used that orb. Like, what is he going to... I mean, I suppose you can blink away with the W, which we did see him do in the game against the Faceless Void, but, you know, just a lot harder without that phase shift to actually get away in a scenario like that.
We got the 7-minute Vanguard on Mr. Centaur himself, so... Of course, this, like you said, is a much different build because he was, at the time, at least maxing the double edge. Typically, we'll see like the 2, even 3 levels of return in a lot of these games, just to be able to take out stacks and whatnot.
I think at this point, you probably want to start maxing out the return and playing to like cut the wave, push the tower, play more passive, because TB just probably going to go jungle when the meta's down anyway, so there's not much of a point in playing to like own him in lane when he's literally not even in the lane.
Yeah, true. Mira. Looking for potential kill on GH, but we'll let him go after the Hex, just letting him know that he is high ground. Miracle does have the bottle, of course. No boots yet. Definitely a struggle city for him. You look at the net worth. I mean, the Centaur is farming better than him, which, you know, Centaur's died already, so. We have a smoke here from TSpirit. See what they can set up so far. It's only 8 minutes in the game, so no level 6 supports as of yet.
Right, so there's no catapult here with this timing, but there is a DK, so always going to the mid-towers game.
Yeah, and here we go with the Inkswell, Dragon Hail as well, and another kill onto Miracle. And it looks like they're really focusing on just shutting him down this game, which obviously you can't really blame them for. I mean, he's played puck in literally every game we've cast, I believe.
Yeah, and he's, when Nigma does win, his puck running around and doing stuff is super important. And so I also think if you're TSpirit and you pick the Shadow Shaman, you pick the Grimstroke, like these heroes just completely decimate this puck hero, so why not use it?
We're gonna see the first arena of the game from Mind Control onto the Spectre. KuroKy's here as well, only level 4, but GH is making strength in numbers, and this should be a kill. Although the Haunt comes out, he actually dodges quite a few spells, but not enough to survive. Perhaps if he had gone to another lane, if he went to the, he dodged so many spells at this.
I think he did go to iLTW, but then he's like, okay, I don't want to be feeding this enemy carry.
True.
A kill here, a solo kill too. Like that'd be so much XP. So
is under attack.
Wrong. He said, yeah, that's no good choice there.
Toronto Tokyo able to take another good use of that dragon form, although the tier 1 tower is just being taken out with the Centaur's return. And the right clicks from Shadow Shaman. Yeah, he's farming quite well. He's going to be going for that hood, which is no surprise whatsoever. And this is a pretty big point of the game where Nigma are aware of this stack, and they want to do something about it. So we're going to be seeing some contesting going on for sure.
I think they probably need to bring Mars to this just because the Puck's game is going, it's rough for him. And Coil is also down for another 30 seconds. So it looks like DK is heading over to take the stack right now. Spirit does not want to lose the stack. It's like a 3 or 4 stack, so pretty important.
Miracle? I don't think he's going to jaunt to that. Yeah, Yataro able to take out a good amount of creeps there. And another meta being used here to try to pressure the mid tower this time.
Okay, I don't know if this is on purpose, but this is the second time that I've seen iLTW come and try to take the mid tower as the enemy team is taking a stack. It's so interesting that in the other game too, there was GH on Elder Titan, so it's the same thing where they knew that the stack was there, and so I'm sure they had some idea that, okay, Spirit's probably going to be farming up that triangle, so there's a few seconds that are free to just hit the mid tower as a carry. It's pretty cool.
I don't know if you consider this like a counter. I mean, I guess it's a pseudo counter, but the Breathe Fire against Terrorblade, because it's base damage, how big of a deal is that going for? I think you can actually upgrade it in your talents as well.
Yeah, talent.
So, like, does that require BKB, or is it just something you just like, I just put up with it for now? Even like status resist, perhaps.
I think you put up with it. I mean, the thing with TB is he's the sort of hero where if he has a lead, he just beats any carry in the entire game. Like, and if he's allowed to farm, he'll outfarm any carry in the entire game. So at some point, you're going to be attacking from so far away because of the items that the Breathe Fire doesn't matter, basically. But Terrorblade does this with items.
Yeah, true. All right, looks like we're going to have a TP mid here. It's trying to set something up onto Miracle. Now does have phase shift, for the record. Still not level 6 on the Grim right now, Mr. Maposhka himself. Longtime veteran of the Dota scene, still sporting the 4 mangoes. So looking to expend a lot of spells.
At this point, it's probably for his team, like the DK or something like that.
You sure it's not the regen that you get from it?
Definitely going to walk into a fight and then feed, because he is Grimstroke. That is kind of the life for this hero.
Fair enough.
Shadow Shaman as well. These are very squishy supports, actually. There's a lot of kind of crossfire to get caught into if you're Nigma. I think we're going to need to see a lot of fluffy hats out of these guys on TSpirit.
I mean, overall, like the laning stage, if you just look at the net worth, relatively even. I mean, Miracle obviously has a rough time, but I guess Spectre's not doing that hot. It's not terrible by any means, but I mean, typically he's kind of a slow farmer in the beginning anyway. Yeah,
Spectre just doesn't have any way of really hitting creeps that quickly. Oh, KuroKy.
Yep, KuroKy's going to be able to get the Earth Spike, and Miracle will be able to clean this one very easily. Although Mira, okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No escape potential there.
Yeah, pretty free kill. I mean, not much committed from Nigma either. It's just, once again, we've seen this in all the games today, where there's always just one hero that's kind of like pushing the boundary, where it's like, okay, even if you kill me, you are having to kill a hero that's like right in your jungle. You know, they're basically creating this boundary for their team to farm by being a body there.
It's funny that the Echo Saber on Spectre, it kind of like just replaced the Blade Mail, because the Blade Mail, you remember, it used to have Robe of the Magi, no longer. So that int is actually pretty important to be able to spam out these Spectral Daggers to farm. As Kaposhka got the Inkswell, looks like it's going to connect. Yataro's here to connect as well, and looks like Spirit will be able to give their carry a much needed kill, although the fog working in favor of GH for now. Feels like this is inevitable as finally cuts down the right tree.
Another one of these scenarios where you have a support who's just kind of playing in a very deadly area, just kind of getting farm, getting XP. I don't think if you're Nigma, you care that much. Like
Deadline. Oh, Mars ult. All right. There's the spear into the right clicks of iLTW. You can just, I mean, meta is such an insane spell. The fact that this spell has been his ultimate, like literally his ultimate 2 different times in the history of Dota. They just can't make up their mind.
it says a lot. Yeah, it says a lot.
As we're going to see Coil finally expended. This is the second one, I believe, from Miracle, but the counter initiation with the Haunt. Toronto Tokyo's here as well, and Miracle's just going to get dropped immediately. Looks like Lion is next on the list. Kuroki gets off the Impale, but survives very little time after.
Radiant's middle tower is
So
under
2 for 1
attack.
across the map here
Radiant structures are
in favor of
fortified.
Spirit.
Yeah, but Nigma do get a tower in response to that. I mean, obviously losing the puck that's a pretty big deal. The Serpent Wards were dropped, though.
Just out of range there.
Yeah, a little on. I mean, they have a DK, though, so this is
Radiant's
still pretty
middle
free, I
tower
think.
is
GH
under
doesn't
attack.
exactly have the levels to solo defend this by any means.
Radiant's middle tower has
So that
fallen.
is a freebie for Team Spirit. I mean, wasn't sure exactly what to expect, but from Team Spirit. But obviously they took a game off of EG, and that was a stomp, by the way. That was a pretty early GG from them, and so far they're looking pretty good here. But Nigma, I mean, it's one of those things. Miracle not off to a great start. It just feels like, it doesn't feel like the last game with Cass where he was just getting shut down repeatedly after the laning stage. Like, feels like he's recovering at least to a degree.
Sure, and the thing is...
And iLTW is not a creep.
Exactly. That's the thing, is like this TB hero, you can be at like a 14k deficit at like 30-40 minutes, and TB, as long as he's the top net worth, he will legitimately solo carry. Like, there's a reason that this hero is the one that always gets buffed up by like the Invoker Alacrities, or even the Magnus in power, even though he's a goddamn ranged hero. Like, it's just the best hero in the game.
Oh, mind control. Oh, he gets sheeped immediately. Oh, he cannot get arena off quite yet. He's getting shackled now as well, but here comes the coil. Can he get any spells off? His question finally does so. The spear onto the Dragonite, so it's going to be a trade of sorts. Could have been way worse for Nigma if they're able to take out that Mars before anything came out. But it's a 1 for 1.
Yeah, the instant hex is a real problem here.
That was really fast,
That was
though.
super
Holy
fast,
geez.
yeah. I don't think TB's the best hero in the game, by the way. The team fight just started, so TB's just the best hero with net worth in the game, I think. Like, it always feels like as long as he has net worth, you can always win the game. It's like an NA classic. We see like every single NA carry spams TB, so we're so used to it.
Well, now that Medusa got some nerfs, I mean, she was beyond broken. I feel like she's probably still really good, but the nerfs are pretty noticeable, especially with the talent change.
It's pretty similar, though. Is that what you're saying? Like, kind of.
Well, it's just, it feels like these carries, like there's 3 or 4 carries that people have been spamming a lot, which Terrorblade and Medusa are the 2 most prominent.
Hyper carries, yeah.
Yeah, these guys that just sit in the jungle and just destroy. They just come out of the jungle with like 3 items and the game's over, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, iLTW definitely having a bounce back performance here. This, of course, is game 1 of this 2-game series. On top of the net worth, big time. Now, in terms of Roche potential, what do you think from both teams? Who has the advantage there?
Yeah, they're both pretty weak. I mean, the Spectre, once she gets the Manta, can take Roche, and then TB, I think with like 2-3 items, can take Roche decently. Just because he does so much damn damage, I think you can take Roche, but they're both later timings. It's not like either team has some Ursa where it's like, oh, you have to be careful. It'll be slow.
And what about the Roche fight? Because Nigma's team fight right now in that enclosed area seems pretty
way better.
Good.
Yeah, definitely way better, I think.
Is under attack.
Spirit wants to play for pickoffs, and that is exactly what they've been doing this entire game with this like split pushing where you have to come down here and address this, but then they insta-hex you into chain stun. And so, I mean, that's exactly why they're winning, is because they're playing like this.
Yeah, they're going to try to keep, I assume, try to keep this siege alive. Never mind.
It doesn't matter that much. The wards do so much more damage at this point, and so does the DK form.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, GH, I'm not sure if he showed himself, though. This is night vision, and I do believe Nigma will give this tower up, but it might be a trade for the top tier 2 as well. I mean, who does this favor? Like, if the game continues at this pace, what team would you rather be on, the Terrorblade or the Spectre?
It goes both ways. I mean, you have a tier 2 advantage, so I'd always rather be the team that got the tier 2. But I think if you're Nigma, you're pretty happy with how your Puck's lane went, that you're not just getting completely dumpstered in this game, and then your Terrorblade is still on the top of the net worth. Of course, they don't exactly know that, but you have a feeling like you see that your TB has no deaths. You see that your TB's super high level, so you have a pretty good idea that if you support this guy, you can still win the game. So I would actually say both teams are probably cool with this. Just given how the early game went, Nigma's like, okay, this could be so much worse, and then Spirit is like, yeah, this is going according to plan.
Right.
They had to take these towers to win with this draft versus Nigma's because of the team fight.
Kuro on the line is still working on his blink there, but he had his shard queued up, which is interesting. I was going to see a coil here onto the center. Inkswell to follow, though. So he's going to get stunned out of there, but will be able to just use his Stampede to escape. I mean, they do have a lot of these spells that Stampede is not really good against unless you get like an Axe for the damage reduction, but if you just use coil, then you can get out.
Yeah, I mean, he's so tanky at this point that he can just break the coil in that Stampede, and then it does look pretty damn good.
And mind control, there's the arena, and instant Hex again. Looks like Centaur will finally fall, though. Damage already done from the early engagement. This will be a tier 1 tower at the very least for Nigma. Let's see if they can do some more after this.
I think they're happy with that. I mean, that was a really cool play. It's like they go for this jump. It doesn't work. They use the Centaur ult, and then it's like, okay, well, let's smoke and re-engage. They don't have Centaur ult now. And then also it's right to the mid tower, so you just, you know, free damage on the tier 2.
And free damage and probably back to jungling for Mr. iLTW.
Yeah, he's hitting up those Ancients again.
Yeah, absolutely.
There he goes.
I mean, level 14, he's a level 25 Dota plus Terrorblade, so he's done his homework at the very least.
Yeah. He's used to carrying 4 heroes with this hero.
Wait, what level is your Pudge?
19.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't do the quest. I think you have to do the quest to get high level with the heroes for the most part.
So what's his next item? His Dragonlance Manta. Scotty is probably next?
Scotty, yeah, probably Scotty. I mean, it's so good against these tanky strength heroes.
He's actually going Chrysalis. We'll see if he changes.
Oh, that's cool.
Straight up damage.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is like the damage item on the damage carry. It's super efficient. It's just really doubling down on the fact that you think that your team can protect you. And I mean, I get it. You have a Mars plus Puck. Plus an Elder Titan, like these heroes are really hard to run into. So if you can just pop all of your bubbles on top of the TB and he's going to survive. So it does make a lot of sense.
And Miracle pretty close to finishing his Blink Dagger, and that'll give him so many more options. Feels like the hero almost doesn't even, he actually went Boots of Travel first, which a little bit surprised, but looks like it paid off though. Able to just be in every lane at all times, but the Blink Dagger just feels like you really come online with that hero.
I do like the Boots of Travel, just because with how the game was going, TSpirit was able to take the tier 2 bot. You know that unless somebody is like playing in trees and being really safe, just clearing creep waves down there, that's not going to be a place that's accessible for you to farm. And so he gets the Boots of Travel to basically open that area, open the side lanes up to his team, where it's like, okay, now we actually can farm 3 heroes, which is actually just going to be giving space to his offlaner more than anything.
Yeah, we have a smoke here. Don't know if they're going to find anything, just perhaps warding. They'd be able to get the free observer. Don't think they're going to actually go for any type of kill here.
Still has mangoes, by the way.
Well, I mean, if you don't use them, why would you get rid of them?
But he has all 4 of them,
It's
actually.
great regen, although it's not regenning in his backpack right now.
Yeah.
Little mistake there from Miporge. As we have a smoke here from Nigma. iLTW obviously with the meta available. I mean, if they get like 1 or 2 picks here, they can just go straight for Roche. This is probably the play here. And so you're going to see the initiation with Mind Control into the Spear Arena combination. And the Elder Titan looks like it'll connect, and that is a dead Centaur. Horse meat for everybody on Nigma, Jenkins.
Yeah, delicious, delicious horse meat. You can just see where the Mars counters the Centaurs. Like, he doesn't even bother pressing the ult because he knows he's not going to get out, right? There's no way he's avoiding that Earth Splitter. Even if he presses the ult, he's just running directly into Nigma if he ults.
Right.
So there's not even a point. But once again, the Roche damage isn't that much. Meta's going to wear out by the time Spirit actually does contest it, so it's a big risk to go take.
I mean, they can see TSpirit obviously in a pretty good spot to contest, and although they don't know this, there was a buyback on Centaur as well, who never used Stampede there.
Yeah.
So definitely a good choice, I think, from Nigma not to go for that one.
Spectre's such a pain to Roche against as well, because you can just push out this bot lane like this, and so there's not that, like, you can't just push a lane and be like, okay, this lane is shoved in, we can go Roche now because somebody's going to have to deal with this. Well, Spectre just gets to the fight by pressing R. So that's not really a play against Spec. Like, you have to kill her.
Seeing more posturing here in the jungle, as, I mean, the vision game's pretty important. As we're going to see a smoke. Was not envisioned there, it looks like. And if Toronto Tokyo, one of the best names in the major, I have to say.
Yeah.
You can get a good initiation off here. They can find a pretty important pick. Perhaps they can go for Roche. Although, again, their Roche is not super fast either. I feel like a lot of the games we cast, it's a pretty early Roche, and we see like 2, 3 sometimes. They're actually going to go for it now. This is a very bold play. Smoke into Roche. Serpent wards are available as well, but Nigma are not really close right now, but the Astral Spirit will show. There's the stomp. I mean, Elder Titan is probably the scariest hero to fight into in the Roche pit.
Yeah, it's, I mean, just the vision alone. Like, you can't get vision from couriers anymore, right? This thing going in is basically like a courier flying in, which had to be nerfed. Puck Orb as well. Like, there's a lot actually from Nigma to scout into the Roche pit.
Oh my god. They get it down to 3/4 and they have to abandon.
Neither team can really commit for this.
Yeah, this is scary. I can totally understand. Oh. The Echo Stomp goes off, and they're just going to go back into the pit. Okay, reassessing here, and you can see Nigma not relatively close at all. So in the end, it actually ends up being a free Roche, which I am quite surprised.
Yeah, I mean, iLTW was actually showing on the bottom outpost. He was taking it, and so because of that, like, they know that there's obviously, if the TB, who's the top net worth, is not there, there's going to be no contest. So it's just a free Roche. They literally just say, okay, we'll sack it. It doesn't matter if they have Aegis. That's a conscious decision. Very interesting.
Yep, so this is going to delay the game, at least from Nigma's perspective, a little bit more. Obviously, the second Roche is, I would argue, the most important Roche typically in Dota, because, I mean, third Roche is obviously extremely good, but a lot of times you don't get to the third Roche anyway. Second Roche is very common.
You know what it maybe is? It looked like right before that Roche got taken, like, Nigma split up with nobody was near each other. Like, usually it's like a 4 and then 1 somewhere else on the map, but they were completely split in both the side lanes, and we have the boots of travel on the puck, which indicates to me that, like, they really are comfortable with playing this sort of split pushing style, and then when they have their whatever timing they think is good on the TB, which may be the butterfly timing, and then when the Aegis despawns, they're like, okay, we'll fight then and then just win. But until then, there's absolutely nothing they can do to catch us, because they're just going to 5-man and try to take towers.
Yeah, and we can see, at least from a net worth perspective, Nigma are winning right now.
Yeah.
Terrorblade is enormous, not like 3K net worth differential between him and the Spectre, and it's only going to get worse. Despite having the Aegis on TSpirit. Now the question is, from TSpirit's perspective, what can they do with this Aegis? Because it is on the Spectre, who's already pretty difficult to kill anyway. Like, do they go for objectives, get some more towers? There's 2 tier 2s left.
The weird thing too against this Mars hero that I think a big reason that this hero looks so strong right now is because people are playing Mars kind of like a Pudge, and I realize you're going to immediately question me saying that.
No, but you're a Pudge expert.
What people are doing is they're arenaing, and then they're using the Mars W, and then using that to spear back into their team, kind of using it like a Pudge hook, except it's a Pudge hook where the arena prevents the team from helping the person that got speared back.
Right. So what you're saying, it's like a way better Pudge.
It's a way better Pudge. It's like it's the same concept of this Tiny hero. How many times has Toss been nerfed, and still Tiny is like a top tier position 4?
That's true.
It's just the repositioning element is so strong, and I thought for a long time that people haven't really been abusing it enough, but in this major, absolutely people are abusing this Mars Sphere to get people back in fights. Very annoying.
Well, it looks like there's going to be a trade of tier 2s, although the tier 1 also went down in the top lane, which will give them an extra fortification here. And Serpent Wards are also placed. All right, so looking for a fight here, potentially.
I think it's a little tough to push high ground, so they just commit the Serpent Wards for this. Like, once again, it's this spear, it's the fact that there's this Earth Splitter, there's all of these bubbles to press on the ground for Nigma. If you go high ground and like, Spectre gets speared in, it doesn't matter that there's an Aegis. It means absolutely nothing, and they don't take towers fast enough to justify going high ground. TB actually gets more than 50% damage on the tower just with illusions, because he tanked for the cart.
Yeah, he is pretty stat heavy right now. They're actually going to smoke up. They want to fight even despite not having the Aegis right now. 2 minutes left. Because we're going to see the spear. AKB combination into the Margold, into the ult from Lion. Holy jeez, that's a lot of damage. I don't even think the Stampede's going to save Mr. Dragon. It's a 2-for-0 to start this fight. And it looks like TSpirit are collapsing here. Despite having the Aegis, you see the Haunt expended, but not able to actually fight into this Terrorblade, who is huge.
That's interesting, because like the Spectre is the hero that went back, right? So the interesting thing about that is they know that the Spectre has Haunt to get into the fight, right? But Spectre is also the Aegis hero. So because Spectre went back to defend that tower, it means Spectre wasn't positioning to be the first hero to get gone on. So basically the formation of TSpirit was broken by the split push, and so they go despite knowing that Spectre can actually get into the fight. They say, okay, we're fine with 5v5ing this if we kill your DK first.
They get another tier 2 and some damage on the tier 3 as well. It feels like Nigma are, I mean, again, they lost the Aegis, technically speaking, and they're playing as if they still have. As we can see the replay here, I mean, the combo with Elder Titan into Mars ult, like, again, they had great combos last game in terms of potential, but they never really found the execution, and this time around we're seeing it come to fruition.
It's just so much BKB piercing damage between the TB and the ET. You can Centaur ult all you want, you're not getting out of it right now. The Spectre needed to be the hero that got gone on, but once again, if the split push makes that not possible.
If you get Ags on Centaur, can you run through Arena? How does that work?
No, I don't think so. Because it's not like an obstruction. Like it literally knocks you back when you walk into it.
Yeah, but if you're in the air, technically, if you're terrain walking, you're kind of in the air, you know? But it is a horse, so it wouldn't be lore friendly.
He should be able to jump over it.
That's true. It's not that kind of horse.
Ursa can.
I mean, have you seen how fat that horse is? It can't jump.
Do not obesity shame.
All right, sorry. Oh, Mira's going to be found by Miracle here. Although Toronto-Tokyo is in the vicinity with the Ink Swell. This will be a huge kill if they're able to get this off. Great layering. Miracle getting extremely low. He's going to get bursted down. It's a 1-for-1. They just lose the support. Toronto-Tokyo has to pop his BKB. We'll be able to get out. So great trade for TSpirit. Haven't heard them spam their voice lines once, sadly. Love to hear it at some point.
There might be a reason for that, I guess.
It's funny because one of them is like, what was it? Something about having high spirits, and it's like the most monotone voice ever. Very high spirit. Something like that. It was really good. It was so bad, it's good.
They should have hired you, I think.
Yeah, they would have made a lot of money, for sure. iLTW, level 19 now. I mean, this is a total different game from him. Of course, he's been given so much extra space this time around. Has the full data list now. As Kuroki actually will be getting the shard. That is, I mean, it's the mana drain. You get the BKB essentially as you... It's the triple mana, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is... Okay,
Good against Spectre
yeah,
illusions.
you're going to insta-kill the Spectre illusions, and then if Spectre comes in... I mean, think of all of the stuff that's just bouncing around the fight that can kill Kuroki right now. It's like it's Grimstroke spells, Spectre illusions, DKs, like his breath is going everywhere. There's just too much. So, like, he just wants to go in, be magic immune for the duration of the haunt. Maybe he can actually survive a team fight. I'm a Poshka. That is an illusion.
That is definitely an illusion.
Who kills these is the question. It's Shaman. It's literally just Shaman.
Yeah. Hex. Yeah. Sadly, he doesn't have a shard that will allow him to AoE Hex. He has to wait for 25 for that.
That is a really annoying thing.
Or is that the Lion Hex? That's 25.
That's Lion, yeah.
So Rasta gets nothing?
He gets a Hex cooldown talent, I believe.
That's it?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem fair.
I mean, it's a good talent, but it's not AoE
It's not AoE Hex.
No, it's not.
Come on.
It's not.
Although we never get to see level 25s of either hero, so this is just theory crafting, of course.
1 in 17 heroes don't get to get level 25.
Yeah. Very sad indeed. Okay, we can see a smoke here from TSpirit. If they can burst down Miracle again, I mean, that took quite a while. That was only 2 heroes, though. Like, they can technically do this.
Yeah, they have the disable to do so. Even through the Sanjin Kaya, they have it. So much chain stun from Spirit.
What do you think again, this is into the draft again, but what do you think of like Soulbind not having any like great, I mean, there's okay uses of like double spells, right? But it's not like double Dragon Tail maybe is the best one.
There's no ultimate that's being buffed by the Soulbind. It's literally the double stun from Shaman, the double stun from DK, which I would say is pretty damn good. It's just there's no Doom, you know, there's no Lich Ult or something like that to buff up.
I mean, we talk about how great that combo is. We didn't even get to see it last game. Was not able to get a double Doom off the whole game, I believe.
Yeah.
It feels like Doom is, I don't know, doesn't look too good in the games we've seen so far. Do you think that's just like a small sample size, or he's just not good right now?
He gets farmed. He gets very farmed.
Yeah, and then nothing, right?
I think the games have not helped. I mean, the games are like stomps, and then he's just the most farmed, and you know, what do you expect him to do? I think Doom's fine. I don't think it's some OP hero, though, by any means.
Fair enough.
And Mars, on the other hand, this hero's looking real Chad.
Yeah, true that. All right, iLTW about to finish his Satanic. Not sure if he cares about the buyback right now, but he is very tanky once he picks this up, which is now, and of course has the Dispel now, which doesn't really do anything this game. I guess Breathe Fire, technically you get your damage back.
Sure, yeah. I think...
Dispersion.
Yeah. Dispersion.
Or not, Spectral Dagger.
The dagger? Can you purge? I don't think you can purge that.
I would be surprised if you can.
It's a weird one.
Jump in. Oh, the coil actually completely misses. The Mars ult comes out. Fortunately for that, Toronto-Tokyo does pop the BKB, but that ult from Elder Titan absolutely decimates him. He has to reset now, and with that Stampede, that will help. No casualties yet, as Yatoro, oh boy, he's stuck all alone. He has absolutely no mana to speak of. There's a spear combo from Mind Control, and Terrorblade is ripping him a new one. Rasa tried to help, but it's just going to cost him his life now. So 2 for nothing, 9K net worth lead for Nigma. And Roche is available for the taking. And I think that he has farmed enough now, Jenkins, to be able to do this quickly.
This will be quick, yeah, for sure. And we have an Ag Shard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, who do we give this to?
I think Mars's is the best on their team. You get the double spear and the damage after.
Yeah,
I think it's actually not, it's objectively the best shard on their team. We'll see if they give it to him, though. They will not. Who'd they give it to? All right, it is Puck.
It's Puck, okay.
I mean, it's not like his is bad, but would you agree? Mars is by far the best. I mean, double spear in an arena, that's just literally game winning.
I mean, I think the Mars Ag Shard is just mega underrated in general.
Yeah,
I think
very good.
I think it's a good one.
Now, the Demon Zeal for Terrorblade, that's a weird one. I don't know how to rate it.
That's garbage. It's garbage.
But they do give it to Puck, so
it's
so what is the Puck one? It gives vision on Waning Rift,
right?
And what else does it do?
Knockback and then damage as well.
Right. So the knockback obviously synergizes with coil. I mean, it's a good one.
It is surprisingly hard to break coil with this thing. I know you think like, oh, of course this is to break coil.
So it doesn't synergize that well then.
It doesn't happen as often as you would think, but I mean it's still really good. The thing with this is like it gives vision of wards as well. So it basically functions as like a pseudo gem, which is obviously extremely good. Gem is one of the best items in the game.
So no point in picking Zeus is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. Just pick Puck.
Very good. And he does have his Aghanim Scepter now as well, along with the Sage Kaya. Yeah, this time around Miracle is super duper farmed.
Yeah,
Mind Control with the cheese now.
The Boots of Travel have helped that a lot. He's just been coming back. Like basically, iLTW has been making space for him to just run down the other lane and push out the creep waves. So he's getting Giga farm by taking the farm that nobody else wants. Oh, is he trying to cancel TPs up here? They see him though.
Dire's bottom
Oh, instant Hex into the Serpent Ward. Jitaro is going to try to do as much damage as he can with the Abyssal Blade pickup, which I missed. But he's going to phase shift out. Will he be successful? Kuroki's trying to help out his teammate as well. But they do get a 1-for-1, and Kuroki's going to be next on. There's the shard.
Okay, that was a lot more pathetic than I thought it would be.
Man, again, these Hex times, that was...
Yeah, that was sick.
Geez.
That was sick. What a bait, too. Like, he played in a way where it looked like he didn't see him.
Right, right.
He was just, like, hiding, sneaking around the trees, and instantly turns on the timing to hex him.
Yeah, and that's just going to delay the push that, obviously, Nigma wants to go for with his Aegis. Obviously, still have 3.5 minutes, so we'll have plenty of time to go for it once Miracle's back up.
I think the question still is, like, okay, he just pops the decal to push out the wave.
Okay.
Are they going to go on
Siege.
this?
iLTW wants to go. There's a reflection to start things out. Oh, the BKB, very nice timing. Inkswell as well into the Soulbind. But there's the A on this, picked up by Mars not too long ago. Can they do enough damage to the Terrorblade? It's going to be really close. He has Sunder, of course. And will use it successfully to kill out the Dragon Knight. And Inkswell comes out again, but the damage from the Terrorblade is getting pretty ridiculous at this point. Yataro, though, gets Spirit away. He has very little mana to speak of.
He's still Sunder. He used the
actually 4 steps into the Inkswell. Can they do enough damage to actually take out? Another Sunder coming though. There it is. Oh, it actually gets blocked by the Lotus Orb. Very nicely done. But again, the damage ridiculous from iLTW. And this is all without Puck, who is now here to play. The coil onto 2. Mind Control looking for another spear, but not for another 5 seconds. The Rebuke is there. Abyssal Blade's going to buy a little bit of time, but not enough for the survival of Spectre. So 4 for 1. TSpirit.
I find it crazy
losing
that
this now.
iLTW used Satanic twice in that fight. He used Satanic, and then he used Sunder, which unfortunately was reflected, but then he used Satanic again. Like, I feel like that just speaks to how good this item is, that you could use it twice in a team fight like that. On TV, that amount of HP that you get out of it is just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, the cooldown is actually quite low.
Yeah, it's been lowered a lot.
I mean, it used to have status resist, so it needed a buff at some point, as we're going to see a Mars Arena. Okay, he's going to Mars Arena himself, it looks like, and the Serpent Wards come out, so to be able to clean this up in their base, it does cost the buyback from Grimstroke, but Nigma does get a Rax regardless, so not a whole lot lost from that, as actually make it 2 as iLTW gets the mid lane, at least the melee. He has double damage, by the way, so a little bit scary here for TSpirit. Of course, Spectre does have buyback, but using it now just feels pretty bad.
To iLTW just begging his team. It's like, please, guys, I don't need you to make space for me. Stop. Hit barracks with me.
Another Dragon Form pop just to push out these waves, too. Yeah, Butterfly online now, and I think with the next push, we probably won't have Aegis for Nigma, I would assume.
Yeah. But with the Satanic and the Sunder cooldown, I don't even know if you need Aegis at this point.
Yeah.
He's got the full Hurricane Pike too, so like the attack range that he has is going to be nuts. Almost level 25 as well.
I was talking about this with Cinder the other day, but I want your opinion as well, because since we were in the NADPC together, but Terrorblade's picked like Ags almost every game we saw, at least for a period of time. As we're going to see Pushka, Inkswell. Yep, TP coming in from a friend, but Maposhka should be a pretty easy kill, and oh my god, that was quite the crit from iLTW. Didn't really need it, but he'll find it anyway. No buyback onto the Grimstroke, and now we're going to have a coil on his two heroes. Dragonite pops up BKB, but the Elder Titan all ripping through them, and they can't even do anything with that Stampede because of the coil. And Toronto Tokyo getting killed by himself, essentially. Triple kill for iLTW. Mira looks to be next on the list. This will be a good confidence boost for iLTW after that Lifestealer performance. This will be an ultra kill. It looks like. Okay, now Miracle takes it. All right.
Everybody forgot about that game, and then you just. Is it because it's your favorite guy?
I love Lifestealer.
It's your
yeah,
favorite
I
guy.
do love him. That is true. Triple buyback from TSpirit. Can they actually defend here? We see the Haunt come out. There's the Abyssal Blade onto the Terrorblade, into the Dragon Tail as well. He's not even a half HP. Still has Thunder, still has Satanic. There's the Mars Arena into the Spear. Looks like the beginning of the end for TSpirit. Mr. Centaur goes down, and the GGs are called. Nigma looking, 15-0 on iLTW.
Yeah, this man literally did not die. I mean, the whole